Gamer fans everywhere, rejoice! E3 2015 is fast approaching. The 21st Electronic Entertainment Expo gives the top game developers in the world a chance to show off their upcoming releases. I'm here with Brett Molina, USA Today's video game guru. And Brett, what are the big games grabbing headlines this year at E3?
Well, this year gives us the taste of some of the really big games like Star Wars Battlefront. We're also going to get a look at Fallout 4, which is another huge title coming out possibly next year. It's still to be determined. Also, the return of music games, Guitar Hero and Rock Band. So that'll be interesting to see how they've changed since the last generation. And other games like Rise of the Tomb Raider, which follows up the really popular original Tomb Raider that rebooted a couple years ago.
Yeah, let's start with Battlefront. It's been 10 long years since the last installment of Star Wars Battlefront. I'm a big fan of the series. They skipped a whole generation for the 360 and PlayStation 3. So Brett, what can we expect from this Battlefront and this new next-gen version?
Well, it's being published by Electronic Arts and developed by their studio DICE, which a lot of people know for the Battlefield series. And that series was really focused on, it was a military shooter and it was focused on team play. So the players had to really work together as different classes like a medic or support to really come together and achieve victory. And so a lot of people are expecting the same from Battlefront, but with all the incredible Star Wars lore that everybody's used to. So, that combination is really promising. It'll be interesting to see how they incorporate things like a lot of the vehicles, like the walkers and things like that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that gameplay from E3, and you're lucky you get to play that, so it's great. And that is just one of a few big series transitioning to the next-gen consoles that we'll see at E3. And Brett, what can you tell us about the others?
Well, we have Fallout 4, which is the first in the series in close to 7 years now. The premise of the story is it's based during a nuclear fallout following a war, and people are forced into vaults. And so this version has someone coming from a vault based in Boston, and so they're basically trying to survive this post-nuclear fallout. A lot of people have built up kind of makeshift towns in the wasteland, so you're meeting new people. There are also monsters and other enemies that you encounter throughout the course of your time there. So just a really interesting, rich universe. We also have the music games making a comeback, Guitar Hero and Rock Band. And Guitar Hero is interesting because they focus more on kind of a live element where people are performing in front of a live audience. And then you have Rock Band, which has this incredible library of songs for folks that downloaded on the earlier consoles. They can bring those onto PS4 and Xbox One. And they also made some updates to the instruments. So it'll be interesting to see how those have changed since then.
Should be fun bringing the family band back together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and after releasing the critically acclaimed Tomb Raider in 2013, Square Enix is pushing out their sequel, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and that's a big sequel everyone's looking forward to. What can you tell us about that, Brett?
Well, the first game really focused on the lead character, Lara Croft, kind of finding her own and turning into the Tomb Raider. So Rise of the Tomb Raider is kind of more of her, learning more about that and kind of making that transition. So expect her to be more experienced. It seems like they're going to have a lot more environments to work with. There's one where she's kind of on a snowy climate. So lots of interesting new places for her to explore. So, the first game was just so really well done and polished. So it'll be really interesting to see what they do to evolve that franchise.
Thank you, Brett. And be sure to go to usatoday.com and follow Brett Molina on Twitter for all the latest updates and happenings at E3.